Now at 5, a big funding boost for Neosho as the city gets nearly $2 million for flood protection. Plus, college students at PSU now have more options for their degree plan.
President Trump teases a major announcement about autism. I'm Natalie Brand with what the administration is expected to say and why doctors are pushing back.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Neosho secures a nearly $2 million state funding mitigation to tackle flooding problems. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Tanya Bach. The city is one of 15 Missouri communities receiving grants totaling more than $16 million from the state's Community Development Block Grant Program. The funding stems from recovery efforts following the 2017 presidentially declared disaster storms that impacted the region. Neosho's grant will build new retention ponds aimed at easing floodwaters that have damaged neighborhoods and businesses in the past.
Excited about it as a city. The first 3 projects have, like I said, have taken several people out of the floodplain and the floodway. And if we can see the same type of results from this project that if we've seen any other and remove some of our businesses from a floodplain, that significantly helps the city in multiple ways. Number one, our vendors aren't having to pay for flood insurance. And number 2, it opens up areas that we cannot develop right now to development.
The city of Neosho is currently in the early stages of planning and hopes to have the project completed by July of 2026. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us now with a first look at weather.
Well, of course, we were dodging showers and thunderstorms all weekend long, but a drier day for us today. The evening hours look great. Thunderstorms back in here late tonight. Showers sticking around on Wednesday. Could get some heavy amounts of rain as well, and warm 70s really for most of the week, but thunderstorms eventually late tonight. Now it's nice and calm now, but here's our upper level wave out across western Kansas. This is going to head toward us, and our chances for thunderstorms go way up, just not this evening. We stay pretty quiet. Here's 4:30 in the morning. Look at these storms. Some of these guys could be a little bit stronger, maybe even low grade severe. So we're going to watch that. They really start to get in Kansas, Oklahoma, 7:30 in the morning, and then periods of thunderstorms all day long. We're going to be breaking that down for you here in a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Pittsburgh State University unveils 2 new Bachelor of Science degree options. Students can choose between industrial distribution, focusing on the technology side of the industry, and the other option is supply chain management. It zeroes in on the process of procurement and sourcing, logistics, and distribution. According to PSU, the median starting salary is over $70,000.
Getting a product from its inception, from the raw materials to us as final consumers, is a critical element, and it's complex and it's interesting and it's fun. It's a big part of what moves this country.
Both options are a 4-year degree and are open for enrollment next semester. President Trump says his administration will make a major announcement about autism. There are reports federal health officials plan to tie the use of active ingredient in Tylenol, acetaminophen, during pregnancy to autism. But medical professions are pushing back and worry about the impacts on expectant mothers. Natalie Brand has the details from the White House.
I think we found an answer to autism.
President Trump has teased what he's calling a major announcement on autism in the U.S.
It's out of control. Autism, out of control.
Earlier this month, the Wall Street Journal reported the administration is expected to suggest acetaminophen, the active ingredient in Tylenol taken during pregnancy, and low levels of folate among the potential causes of autism.
The best evidence does not show an association between Tylenol and autism.
CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder.
The best recent study looked at 2.5 million kids from Sweden. They used sibling comparisons to factor out genetic factors and other factors, and they found no increase in risk in autism, ADHD, or other intellectual disabilities for pregnant women who used Tylenol during pregnancy.
Ahead of the White House announcement, the company that owns Tylenol is pushing back and says it's worried about consumer confusion and the impact on expecting mothers. In a statement saying, "We believe independent sound science clearly shows that taking acetaminophen does not cause autism." Experts say failing to treat medical conditions that warrant the use of acetaminophen, like a high fever while pregnant, could be far more dangerous.
If you have a high fever during pregnancy, that can cause neurodevelopment issues in the baby. So you don't want to let that fever go untreated.
The Washington Post also reports the Trump administration plans to promote a drug derived from folate called leucovorin as a potential autism treatment. Doctors say there may be evidence it can help a subset of autism patients who have a folate-related defect with speech and communication. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Tylenol has long been considered a safe drug for pain relief and fever reduction in pregnant women, since Advil or generic ibuprofen is not recommended. A costly new worker visa application fee from the Trump administration raises some concern and confusion. The White House is clarifying the details of a proclamation President Trump signed on Friday, requiring a $100,000 fee for new H-1B visa applications. On social media, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt wrote, "The rule only applies to new applications and does not affect current visa holders and renewals." The previous fee ranged from $2,000 to $5,000. On Monday, Google employees in New York spoke out against the rule, which could have a bigger impact on companies that rely on skilled foreign workers.
As an American citizen, it makes me sad and angry that these decisions are being made in my name. And I know from speaking with my coworkers on visas that they are scared that if they demand fair treatment at work, they will be retaliated against. So I call on all Googlers to stand in solidarity with our immigrant coworkers, because we cannot fight any of this alone.
The White House says it's being imposed to, quote, address the abuse of the program, stop the undercutting of wages, and protect our national security. The H-1B visa rule is set to expire after a year, but could be extended. Still ahead, dogs may become a child's best friend in the classroom. See how furry friends are enhancing learning for elementary students. And later in Health Watch, with concerns over whether vaccination are effective or not, a study finds shot records in some states are lower in younger children, raising concerns for a possible outbreak. Topping today's Health Watch, many children experience anxiety, which can distract and interfere with learning at school. And now a new furry addition at an elementary school is helping young students feel more comfortable, one lick at a time. Hannah Fulman reports from Indianapolis.
Good morning.
This is how the school day begins every day for Principal Christine Rembert and her 5-month-old Basset Hound, MJ.
Good girl.
Walking the hallways at James Russell Lowell School 51, saying hello to students and staff to start the day.
There's amazing educators in this building who do tremendous academic and social and emotional work every day, and MJ is an extension of that.
MJ is currently in training to become the school's official therapy dog, supporting students from pre-K all the way up to 5th grade.
I love how she comforts people when they're sad.
First and foremost, MJ is a source of comfort for these students.
If there are children that need pressure and really need, close cuddling, then lap is what the command that we give.
Students can spend time reading with her.
Once there were 4 friends.
Or simply playing with her, especially if they're having a hard day.
What I say about MJ is that she shares her calm. Kids with anxiety or challenges, that when they see her, she helps to help them be calm.
But it goes far beyond that. She's also helping students open up.
If we are sitting down and playing with MJ or petting MJ, then they share about things that are hard or things they're proud of.
It makes the tough conversations a lot easier and difficult situations more manageable.
If being able to spend 10 minutes with MJ at the end of the day helps a kid to make better choices or engage more in their academics.
While MJ still has a few more months to go before she's officially certified.
Yeah, she will lick you to death.
She's already making a positive impact, one tail wag at a time. Hannah Fulman, CBS News.
Declining vaccination rates among kids in Texas could lead to more measles outbreaks. A study published in JAMA found in some Texas counties, MMR vaccination rates among kindergartners dropped 10% over the last 10 years. The study predicts measles outbreaks and hospitalizations will increase substantially. Doctors say this highlights the importance of raising measles, mumps, and rubella vaccination rates. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, see how artificial intelligence is helping a vineyard in California.
And strong thunderstorms rolling in by morning, some heavy amounts of rain. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a nice Monday for us today after scattered thunderstorms all weekend long. So if we check out our rain stats to see where we are at. Now, remember, this time of the year, most of our storms are scattered. So we had some areas in the viewing area that picked up 10 inches this weekend. We had other areas that didn't get a drop. But where we are sitting for the month of September at the airport in Joplin, 1.5 inches. For the year, 32 inches, average is 34. So at the airport in Joplin, we're about 2.5, 3 inches behind. But we got more rain coming. Fairly widespread flash flood watch until Wednesday morning. All the counties highlighted in green. Also some strong to low grade severe storms as we go into tomorrow, especially in our southern counties. So we got to watch that as well. If you're going to be out this evening, it's fine. There's nothing going on. But out to our west, that's our upper level wave starting to get energy. It's going to produce thunderstorms, and they're going to plow east right across the state of Kansas and Oklahoma late in the overnight hours tonight. But our current radar, Skywatch Storm Tracker, looks pretty good. So if you're going to be out this evening, it looks fine. Let me go ahead and walk you through time. Clouds increase. We're going to stop at 3 o'clock in the morning. At this time, strong to severe thunderstorms way west out toward Wichita, driving east. Here's 6 a.m. in the morning. Storms getting into Yates Center, Fredonia, Coffeyville, Bartlesville. Some of these storms could be a little bit stronger, a little beefier, maybe low grade severe. So we're talking about winds gusting 50 to 60 miles per hour, but also some quarter size hail. Storms drive east through the morning into the metro, 8, 9, 10, heavy amounts of rain, very electric storms. And then we kind of switch over by the afternoon, scattered thunderstorms. Here's 2 p.m. This is our main upper level wave, and thunderstorms flare up again late tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours. Look at the showers and thunderstorms through the night, so drying out a little bit once we get into late evening. Then we get on the backside of this system, so by Wednesday we get a lot of clouds, kind of on and off showers as we go through the day. Temperatures into the 70s. So a lot to watch as we go through the next couple days. How much rain could we get? We'll have to see where those heavier bands kind of line up, but I think most of us, it's going to be widespread, 1/2 inch to 1 inch, maybe some isolated 2 or 3 inch amounts in spots. Those rain chances really shoot up for us as we get into the morning hours. Day planner, 71 in the morning, 75 by noon. We'll go with a high temp of 77 on your Tuesday. Great shot. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex looks pretty good downtown Joplin. Through the evening, 80s, 70s. So setting up pretty good. It's mid 80s right now, still a little bit above where we should be for this time of the year. And this is our wave. Here's our upper level wave that's going to track out and give us those showers and thunderstorms as we go through the next couple days. So we could use a little bit of rain. Then we really dry out and we get really comfortable temperatures late this week and into the weekend. 75 Tuesday, 77 Tuesday, 75 Wednesday, 77 Thursday. 80s return and drying out as we head into the weekend.
All right. Well, we need some more rain, so we'll take it.
Yeah, looks pretty good.
All right. Thanks, Doug. Well, the Cherokee County Health Department held a free car seat clinic today in their parking lot. The event kicked off at 10 a.m. and ran until 3 this afternoon. Families who qualified for a new car seat if their child's was in bad shape, their car seat, not the child, outdated or too small.
Some children grow really fast and the parents don't expect it, so that would need a new, they would need a new car seat. Or if a child's moving from one size of car seat to another.
Children had to be present and the car seats were available. First come, first serve. Well, coming up, learn how NASA's newest crew is preparing for a future space mission. Topping today's Consumer Watch, humans have been making wine for thousands of years, and like seemingly every other industry, artificial intelligence is getting involved to help. CBS's Nick Zekovic looks at how one vineyard in Napa Valley, California is using the new technology.
In the darkness of Gamble Estates, vineyard workers harvesting grapes will soon have a little extra help.
We're harvesting Sauvignon Blanc, and we're using the electric mode of the tractor.
That tractor has an artificial intelligence component collecting data to optimize water and chemical usage. It's also getting the lay of the land, and eventually will use the map to drive itself up and down the rows of grapes.
It'll get to the end of the row and turn around and come back around. It's actually a less of a complex operation than, say, a Waymo in San Francisco.
With U.S. alcohol consumption at a 90-year low, winemakers say economizing is crucial.
Everything from labor shortages to uncertainty in markets is squeezing the margins of every vineyard.
Kia Benya is the co-founder of Scout, a Napa startup that uses AI to analyze images of the vines. The app lets vineyards know what they can expect to harvest and can warn them of potential devastating disease.
So AI can go through millions and millions of photos and zero in on the areas that require human attention. In some ways, we say we're like an X-ray for the vineyard. We're like a blood test for the vineyard.
Back on Gamble Estates, owner Tom Gamble's strategy to harness the new technology is to support his employees, not replace them as they cultivate future crops. Nick Zechevich, CBS News.
Well, Gamble's electric tractor saves him $10,000 to $13,000 in fuel costs and helps his vineyard comply with California's environmental regulations. Well, the world's biggest beer bash kicked off over the weekend in Germany, with plenty of Americans celebrating Oktoberfest. Tourism officials expect up to 100,000 U.S. visitors to make the trip this year, many of them dressed in dirndls and lederhosen, and nearly everyone with a supersized stein in their hand.
Oktoberfest means good friends, fun times, and lots of beer.
Zigga zagga. The festival fan is Randy Kelly. That's who was just talking from Florida. This isn't his first round. He's marking his 28th trip to Oktoberfest. The tradition dates all the way back to 1810, when it began as a royal wedding celebration. More than 2 centuries later, the party's still going strong. NASA officially selects its next batch of astronaut candidates for this year's class. The 10 American men and women were introduced to the public today during a special ceremony at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. They were selected out of a pool of 8,000 applicants to train for 2 years for future space missions to the moon and eventually Mars. The crew currently is living and working aboard the the crew that is currently living and working aboard the International Space Station shared a message with the new class.
You're joining NASA at an exciting time. We're in a new era of space exploration, going to the moon and onto Mars. We can't wait to see where your journey takes you.
The people sitting beside you right now will become more than colleagues. They'll become lifelong friends.
As part of their training, NASA says the astronaut candidates will conduct simulated spacewalks and fly high-performance jets, among other things. Final check of your forecast is next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, the battle over animal testing. Eye on America takes you inside the debate. And then on KOAM News at 6, learn more how new retention ponds coming to Neosho, Missouri will help reduce flooding problems. Plus, 2 new career paths open at Pittsburgh State University. And in sports, a recap of the Gorillas' win on Saturday, and we've got your high school football performance of the week. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and KOAM News at 6. Final check of the forecast?
Yeah, showers, thunderstorms increase by morning. Some of these storms tomorrow could be strong to low grade, severe 77 for a high. And then on and off showers stick around tomorrow night and into Wednesday, and then we dry out just a bit.
All right. Thank you for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next, and we'll be back here for KOAM News at 6, and we'll see you then. Have a great evening and an even better tomorrow.